Well, what do we have here? Looks like we got ourselves another stream and another video. Well, actually, it's the very first video. Now, first off, welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy your stay. All that good stuff. Alright, pretty excited tonight. I got something good for you. Alright. Now let me switch over to here right quick. Well, no, here we go. Okay. Before we actually get into the show, let me get y'all warmed up. You already know what it is. Let's go ahead and do this.
I wear my loyalty like a crown, stuck in my room with the volume turned down. Blue light glows as the battles rage. My heart's on fire. Square and circle guide my soul. X and triangle make me whole. This console war tears me apart, but I pledged allegiance with all my heart. PlayStation's my anthem, my ride or die. No cheat code can make me switch sides. Pixels and polygons fill my veins. I'm a fanboy screaming through the rain. Dust on the shelf of the other brand. Their controller just don't fit my hand. RPGs and shooters keep me alive. My dual shock beats like a heart in overdrive. They say it's just plastic and wires, but to me, it's the fuel for my desires. The loading screens are my therapy. A fanboy's love ain't just fantasy. PlayStation's my anthem, my ride or die. No cheat code can make me switch sides. Pixels and polygons fill my veins. I'm a fanboy screaming through the rain. They say it's just plastic and wires, but to me, it's the fuel for my desires. The loading screens are my therapy. A fanboy's love ain't just fantasy. PlayStation's my anthem, my ride or die. No cheat code can make me switch sides. Pixels and polygons fill my veins. I'm a fanboy screaming through the rain. The
Well, there you go. Hopefully you're all nice and warmed up at this point. Thanks to Josh Edits song. I gotta say, it's pretty nice. Pretty good. Okay, so first off, let's actually get into the content. So this is kind of how I'm going to be doing my how I plan like basically my content strategy when it comes to these live streams. So what I've done is I actually put a video in response to, as you would know based off of the title and thumbnail, it's MBG. So how I plan on doing this is kind of premiering it, but you actually get to watch it during the live stream. Okay. Now, after I get done playing the video, you know, we'll actually, while I'm playing the video, I will kind of pause, maybe add some commentary. So this is supposed to be more, I play you a video, we can have a little more in-depth conversation about whatever it is that's being said and yada, yada, yada. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to watch this video. And after the stream, the video itself will be uploaded to YouTube as its own separate video, right? So if you prefer just watching the video and my responses, and this is going to be for hopefully every stream, hopefully I'll have a video for each stream. I can't keep up with some of these guys. Like, holy shit, they just day after day after day, they're always coming out with something stupid, and I'm just like, God damn, it's like a full shit. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get into the video, and yeah, so let me go ahead and get this set up here. And it looks like, all right, let me stop it. I was just testing it earlier to make sure that it was all set up correctly the way that I wanted. I got all this background shit. Let me move that out of the way. No, I want it over here. That's my coffee cup. Yeah, here. Tink, tink. Yeah. Okay. And please excuse the background. The background is just a thing that I made when I was doing mainly Destiny 2 stuff. So, if you couldn't tell. So, but anyways, let's go ahead and get into the video, shall we? Get the video and ba-bow.
Hey, you know what's funny, dude? I want to tell you guys this because this is a funny story.
Well, it must be my lucky day because I love stories. What you got, MBG?
It's a short one.
Hey, that's fine. It don't matter how big or small. It's cool.
There's a person on the internet.
Oh yeah, just one.
They clip me. They watch me. They watch my content. They can't resist.
Well, MBG, a lot of people watch you. What makes this one so special?
They can't resist.
I mean, a good looking man like yourself, you're irresistible. What can we say? Stupid. It's staying in though.
They watch my content and they clip me constantly.
Okay, so somebody on the internet is clipping you constantly, watches your shows. Okay, before I get too far into the video, sorry, I wanted to add a little bit of background music while we do this, you know, that way it can serenade you all. But anyways, I understand, like, this is being my first video, how I've put it all together. I'm trying to do it like all on the fly. I'm not doing any scripts. You know, I may try to do a retake, but I try to do it all in one, right? So, and here at the beginning, you know, MBG is taking issue with the whole, oh, I'm getting clipped and all that. And it's almost like, it almost sounds like whining to me, but anyways, so this being my first time, be gentle, okay? Be gentle. This is my first time. Okay, so what's the point? Can we kind of speed it up here just a little bit?
This person in particular only cherry picks. Like if I said 20 agreeable things, 15 disagreeable things, they will only pick out the disagreeable things.
I really hope there's a fucking point here.
They hide it under the guise of like, well, I'm showing you the context. Sure. So you show like 5, 10, maybe sometimes up to 20 minutes on one particular topic, but you ignore all the other topics.
Okay, one of the points that I didn't get into the video, which, you know, maybe this is more of a learning thing for myself. I find it strange that these guys they get upset about getting clipped because they say something stupid, and it's basically holding them accountable, or people just wanting to express themselves or their own thoughts publicly about what a particular person said, which is pretty normal. If you look at anything else out there on the internet besides just gaming, it happens all the fucking time. So this is not something new. People do this all the fucking time. But what I didn't get in the video for this particular part is he talks about how all these different that these people will clip only certain sections, but they don't get the whole overarching conversation of the 2, 3, 6, 8+ hours of the live stream. It's like, okay, you talking about what you ate for lunch the other day has nothing to do with what you're being clipped about. Like, why is it these guys always think that you got to have all of the conversation like that, like the overall plus hours of however long they've been running their mouths, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. Now, that part I didn't really get to really, articulate into the video, so I do apologize that. But that's kind of why I wanted to do this. We can kind of react together to my videos, and if I had some extra thoughts, this gives me an opportunity to be able to put those thoughts in. Right? Okay. Let's continue. So let me get this straight. You're taking issue with somebody that's clipping you. Put clips on the internet, like Twitter. I think his name is Astro. Am I kind of getting in the right ballpark here? You're just upset because he only clips the things that he doesn't agree with, something that you said. I'm not really seeing much of a problem here.
That's fine. That person's just trying to make money as well. Probably pennies.
So if he's making money, it's just pennies. I really hope you got a point.
And doing free work for others. Bro, they are the definition of a cuck, bro.
Bro, you're taking issue with this guy because he clips your content and other content creators uses those clips in their content. And so you decide to call him a cuck. So really there is no point to any of this. Okay, so another thing I like to point out is I understand when it comes to the it seems like a lot of jump cuts. Trust me, you can verify it you could verify it. Those jumps are taking out a lot of dead air or unnecessary filler words, which, trust me, I did the same thing. So I had a lot of filler words. So I cut out just as much off of me as I did him. So I'm not doing it. So you seen all these jump cuts. It's not me just trying to make him say something that he's not really saying. This is all in line, or I'm completely taking out sections that does the video no good. It's just added, verbiage that doesn't need to be there, right? So, and again, that's on both of us. So you'll see a lot of jump cutting. So plus this whole thing took over an hour, and this is a 15-minute video now. So it was a lot of editing, but it wasn't to try to make it seem like he's saying something that he's not actually saying. So don't try to come at me at the comment section trying to say I did some shit when I didn't. Okay? Okay. Let's get back to it. You're just upset. I've never really understood this, where content creators take it personal. I understand if like somebody made up like an entire YouTube channel, copied and paste verbatim the entirety of your stuff, trying to benefit off you without them having to do the work, which, yeah, that's stealing content. I'm just not getting it. Maybe because I'm a nobody. Guys like you want to just sit here on your little microphones in your little corners. You want to be the only voice in the room. You want discourse, but you don't want to have any sort of conversation. But I think I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I'm gonna let you do the talking, okay?
I don't use that word. Cuck, bro. Cuck, bro. Cuck, bro. I don't use it often. Cuck, bro. The true definition, because what they don't realize is they're working for free for other content creators. But anyway, I digress. Funny story.
Oh, okay. Did a little digging out, have we? Just a little bit of digging with your little bitty shovel.
They used to be on the channel, and I remember back during the classic Press X podcast days, they were on the channel and they would engage. I remember seeing them in the chat. Whatever this sphere of this hemisphere of content, once it started to spool up, I guess they decided that's where they want to go. I don't know that these people will reveal that shit. Like, they will hide that shit. They have such a problem, but it's like, you were there, dude. I remember you were here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, MBG single-handedly has broken the case.
One day they realized that the only way they could actually get any type of attention was by behaving differently, working for free for other content creators.
Well, there you go. That's it. That's a wrap. I swear to God, these people are so fucking vague on everything they talk about. It's almost like it's a secret, guys. I can't really say out loud, so I have to kind of use, you know, I have to beat around the bush. So anyways, with this video, he's taking issue with somebody clipping him. Really, there's no point to it. My point of this whole discussion, I find it quite interesting. Content creators get to a certain point in their careers and they get upset because somebody clips them. You know what? Here's my take on it. If I was, let's kind of fast forward this just a little bit, and let's get into, like, let's say I'm at 20K. It is probably like in the next 6 to 10 years. We get about 6 to 10 years, and let's say I'm just in here wanting to talk about video games. Maybe I decide to indulge myself into the whole console war. The same console war that these guys always talking about, how, oh, it's over. The console war is over. But I'm still going to sit here daily talking about it. Why? It makes no fucking sense. But let's say I get to that point. Someone's clipping my content. I don't care. If someone clips my content, if anything, that's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to make more content. You can farm people that way instead of just sitting here wallowing and crying about how these people are clipping me and being mean and hurtful here on the internet. It's not that serious, bro. The only reason why you're taking issue to it is because they're making money. It doesn't matter if it's pennies, like you said. Why are you getting all bent out of shape about it? No, you know what I think? This is my own personal opinion. I think people like you and Reforge and others that are out there that do this sort of content, you don't like it when someone holds a mirror to you. I don't think you enjoy the fact that someone disagrees with you in a way that doesn't benefit you. Right? You guys would be all about it if they come to your chats, boost your algorithms. The moment that it is removed from that outside of your streams, then you no longer have control over that person. Because in your streams, during your shows, you could just simply ban the person. They could call you out on your bullshit. You could just get all upset and then ban them, shut them up, and then go on some sort of victory lap. Oh yeah, guys, I got him so good. He's so stupid, and that person can't respond anymore. Basically, the way I see it, y'all created these people. It's on you that resorted to doing that. Now, I can't say that definitively, and yes, that was a little bit of a struggle to say. I think that's the issue. I did kind of struggle with that word just a little bit. Bro, like so I have a hard time talking sometimes. It's not my strong suit all the time. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, this basically, I'm just gonna repeat I'm gonna repeat whatever this guy is saying. You know, he's cooking right now. Let him cook. No, I'm just kidding. I always thought like, and it's not really just the clipping part that, you know, and they just get upset. It's not that shallow. It's more of you clip portions of me out of context, and then, oh, it's free advertisement. And then, oh, now you're just stealing my shit. Right. Which, okay. Y'all need to pick a fucking lane on which direction you want to go. Right. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. I can't say that if that's the case for everybody. Some people just like, nah, I think it's fun. I think it's, you know, clowning all these fools. It's just, hey guys, I knew who this person was. I know, you know, with my deep analyst and detectiveness work and people that I know who it was. I know who you were. You have been in my streams before. Yeah, and you're probably thinking, why? Okay, don't make fun of me about that. I don't know why I did that, why I made that voice. I was just kind of in the moment. Okay, so leave me alone. I react to the clip. It highlights what I've noticed when it comes in the content creation space. You know, people want to be able to say whatever they want to say, express their own opinions, but if you want to push back on their opinions, it has to be on their terms. It has to be on their ball field. It has to be the way that they see fit. It can't be the way that you want to do it. You know, like the salt content creators, they don't like that because it's outside of their control. Which I don't think I probably could have like honed in on that part about the whole, you know, you always hear them, oh, I want to be here to have conversation, but they ain't talking to nobody but their chat. And people like Reforge, for example, he does the whole oh, I have debates on my channel. You can come and debate me. Yeah, let me debate somebody on their channel, which if I go too rough, if I'm too harsh, even though I'm trying to be genuine, or if he feels like he's losing the argument, he could just ban me and then claim, oh, my account's only, you know, 2 days old and never shows to anybody. He just claims that, oh, your account is only 2 years old. Ha ha ha. I got you, motherfucker. Okay, so, and you have to play nice. You have to be very, very nice to me, because if you're mean, then I'm gonna ban you and shut you up that way. You know, it gives them that feeling that they have power in that area, and it's kind of annoying. You know, you're going to advertise out there that people could come to your channels and have discussions and discourse. You're the only one that's allowed to get passionate, but if anybody else is expressing passion while they're typing with the limitation of 200 words, then, oh, they're being emotional. That's just, oh my God, that, oh, okay. Anyway, let's continue with the video and just keep going. I hate it so much with the passion. And the worst part about it is they hate it if you make money doing it. Oh, spicy.
Oh, wait, really quick, because I know this person's
spicy.
watching right now. Do me a favor. I'm crashing out. Death Stranding is out and I'm crashing out. Can you do me a favor? Can you post the first hour or maybe just like 20 minutes? Can you work for me now for free?
Crashing out over somebody clipping you. Can you work for me? Can you do that? Can you? I can tell. I can see that you're gaining traction and you're gaining followers. Can you at least do that for me? Can you work for me now? Can you be a cuck for me? Happens to everybody. Everybody deals with it. But like I said, it probably because I'm not a content creator like that. So maybe that's my problem.
You're like, dude, I just saw recently, and this is gonna get pretty dark.
Okay, so I've already seen it. He has landed himself into one of my categories. The story he's about to share right now. I don't think I'm going to give him the privilege to be able to share this story on my fucking channel, because this is what kind of pissed me off. He kind of builds it up to like, oh, okay, so this part of the video is, it could probably, I could see how it could be a little bit confusing at this point, because I did cut out quite a bit. And a lot of it was that MBG was trying to tell a story, and what I was trying to, try to present is he was trying to make this story that was tragic, and he's trying to put that on the same level of him, where people are clipping him or they come into his chats saying Xbox better, like what? And I know where this is coming from. I know this is not the first time that it actually been brought up, but so this I tried to give a description of what's being said. It's not about that. I didn't want him to tell the story alone, like just to be able to share this tragic story about somebody. It's about he's trying to use it to gaslight or to discourage anybody to do stuff like this. Because if you make videos about him or do live streams, making fun of him and all this kind of stuff, then he's going to get upset. And he wants you to think, oh, well, maybe I should leave him alone and just leave him with his toys by himself, where, he could, or that's another thing, but we'll kind of get to that part about the whole, these streamers not understanding that how much influence they do have, especially when they gain a following like that. But it's just, it's just, I'm gonna let the video play out a little bit. Oh, we cave into our frustrations, and with the gaslighting, and we can feel real shitty. We're just human. And he tells a story I didn't really look into. He's using that story, which is a tragedy, somebody self-deleting because of being bullied. My issue with that is that shouldn't happen. Shit like that, even if MBG or Reforge or anybody else that I'll end up covering in the future, if they receive kind of death threats or just the most disgusting thing that people could do, I do not condone that kind of behavior. So he's going to try to use that situation, act like, well, he's on the same level. He's trying to conflate the two as if they're the same. So if you clip him, call him out on his bullshit, and you do it publicly, then that's where he has the issue. And I think that's kind of fucked up. It feels to me that he's using this situation in order to try to discourage anybody, what they would say, come after him, harass him, clip me, or talking about whatever it is that he says. I'm big on the whole attack the ideas, not so much of the person. You shouldn't attack anybody. At the same time, if somebody says some stupid shit or they do some stupid shit, I think it should be called out.
I understand it's like, well, you got to get thicker skin and whatnot. It's like, that's bullshit.
No, it ain't. If you can't handle this space or the pressure that comes with being a public figure, then maybe you shouldn't be in this space. Yeah, you're going to have some pretty thick fucking skin to be here on the internet. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. You're on a platform with billions of ideas, billions of different people. You're going to get criticized. One day I'm going to get criticized. But if you take this shit too fucking seriously, that's just going to make it worse on you. No. Continue.
That is bullshit, because it's like, dude, I think people like to make excuses for themselves to justify their behavior and their treatment of others. It's like, well, if you're not tough enough to take it, then that's your problem.
Yeah. it is your fucking problem. Not where somebody is like threatening your life. I'm not saying that you should have thicker skin if someone's doing that. Nobody should be fucking doing that. You can't sit here, oh, well, these people are basically holding a mirror to what I say and hold my feet to the fire, and I don't think it's fair. You get that shit the fuck out. Seriously. I'm sorry if it sounds gatekeepy and all. That's how I feel.
Like, or maybe, just maybe, we could try to be just a little bit fucking better. Have you had that thought, maybe, at all? Is that a thought you're capable of having? Like, maybe don't treat people like they're subhuman.
You know, that's yeah, I agree. Don't treat people like subhuman. I mean, if that's the kind of heat you're getting, then yeah, that kind of sucks. Yeah, I feel for you. If you're getting some real fucked up shit.
This is why I'm an advocate for people, and I know it's easy for me to say this because I'm sitting here on a camera talking into a mic, so for me it feels very real.
And I'm trying to understand that. I'm trying to understand that the fact that you're on a camera, I do really want to point that out, that, you know, I understand if these guys are getting some really nasty shit, especially in the background, you know, that sucks, man. Like, nobody should be having to deal with that. But let's not pretend that some of these guys don't indulge themselves in that act as well. Like, and it not to that extent. I should not say that. I shouldn't say that they do some really nasty shit, but they do, you know, do the whole like name calling and shit like that. So, I mean, you can't sit on some fucking pedestal and think they, you know, you're better than everybody when you're when you're doing the same thing. You're participating in the same actions as other people. Not the really bad shit. I don't know if that's what you do in your free time. Be kind of fucked up if you did. But anyways, you've been doing this for probably quite some time. Honestly, I don't know your history as well. I've only started watching you here as of recent, you know, on a consistent basis. But I think you need to pull back on the drama just a little bit. It's not that fucking serious, man. It's not them. It's not really the Clippers that you're really taking issue with. I know exactly who you're taking issue with. It's the Salt content creators. You know, they wouldn't have their content if they didn't have the Clippers, right?
It feels very real. There was a time when I was on YouTube when I wasn't on camera and I never showed my face, and I was very, you know, it was very anonymous.
Yeah, as most people are. There ain't nothing wrong with that. So what's your point?
Completely anonymous. And I know what that's like. I understand that side, but I do think that people really need to start collectively doing better, and it's not difficult. If somebody said I was stupid and so I jumped off a bridge, like, okay, well, there's a difference between that, you know, encountering one asshole and being harassed by people. There is a fucking difference. But because of anonymity, people are more willing to do the opposite. People are willing to treat others like dirt.
Now, before I let him continue, I'm curious as to what he would describe as what is considered harassment, right? You know, people coming to his comment sections and saying Xbox better or Xbox butter, or, you know, in his live chats, you know, like a deeper thing, you know, something that we don't all really see. I don't know. The shit's so vague that it could be interpreted. Another word that I struggle with, interpreted as like, it could be anything. It could mean almost anything. He just leaves the door open to interpretation. I just kind of wish these guys would be a little more specific, especially when they're talking about, oh, I'm all about the truth and facts and logic and like, what the fuck?
To what I was saying previously, where when I talk about certain forms of content, how low it is, it's because that's the space it exists in. You don't know, you know, you don't know the damage you're potentially doing.
You see, that's his biggest issue. He's drawing down the salt content creators, talk about how low the totem pole is and everything. Never, not once, do you see him actually go word to word or back and forth with these people. No. We're going and that, like, I was trying to communicate the fact that, you know, these guys seclude themselves so much, and the only people that they seem to interact with, that they don't, unless if they're like, you know, on their side, they bleed blue type people. You know, Reforge is bad about this. He won't talk to anybody unless if, you know, if they're nice to him, you know, and all that good stuff. You know, they haven't said anything mean, but they just want to. Okay, one of the things that I have noticed when it comes to a lot of these guys is, instead of pulling it up, showing them word for word, just like kind of like what the salt content creators do when they pull up the clips and they go word for word of what you say, to hold your feet to the fire whenever you say something stupid. You will not return the favor, or you will not do the same thing. You will sit there and then, how Lono likes to put it, shadow box or create straw men, or you will argue for them that, oh, they said this, oh, you stupid pony, you coping, and then you make an argument based off that. Like, you're not actually engaging. You just want to be the only person in the room that has the microphone and that is the one that's talking. If you really want to have a conversation, you really want to like do something, then get with these people and have one-on-one conversations with them about these different topics. Now, every once in a while, you'll get somebody that'll actually do it. But most of the time, if they do get together, it's not really a whole lot of anybody trying to challenge each other. It's just basically a big ass circle jerk. That's basically all it is. To just gaslight like a motherfucker and try to discourage anybody to try to call them out. I think it's pretty fucked up that you would use a terrible situation to try to justify why you think that these people are beneath you. You and Reforge, you're starting to really sound alike. I wonder who was watching who.
Not every.
That is a good question, Armalite. That is a really good fucking question. Who's watching who? Which, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. In my own personal opinion, I think it's MBG is watching Reforge. He sounds a lot more like Reforge does. So Reforge hasn't really changed much, and MBG, he's starting to use a lot of the mantras that Lono likes to do. So, interesting.
There are people who are not hiding behind the keyboard. You know, there are people who reveal themselves, but there are just as many people who don't reveal themselves. And that fucking pisses me off. That right there, because that is the cowardice. That makes my blood boil. Of like, you're such a coward.
Such a coward.
That you will come out here faceless.
And
you will talk the biggest shit. And you will say the nastiest shit.
Nasty.
And you will be the biggest fucking bully on the internet, but you won't even show your fucking face.
I don't know who he talking about. He ain't talking about me.
Coward. Absolute fucking coward.
I am not. What? I thought I was pretty brave coming on here. I got the camera. I got all the lights to make it pretty. I got my little ghost. Yeah. I did a lot of work into this. A lot of fucking work.
And that's something that exists all over the internet. It's a fucking shame, dude. It's a fucking shame. And it's disgusting, and I don't think it'll ever end. I understand this is just the way of the world. I can't change it. You want to talk about something I will fight against, something I will push back against, and I will put my full fucking force into it. It's that. I don't like bullies. I especially don't like fucking online bullies who are cowards, who don't even have the balls to show themselves.
I agree. Fuck them bullies. Get them out of here.
Yeah.
I say this. I will stand shoulder to shoulder with you, MBG, to take on all these fucking bullies that are on here on the internet. I agree. So I think we're gonna end it with him. We're gonna put the focus on me. So anyways, I hope you enjoy. Okay, so the rest of this is just gonna be my outro, which is not much of an outro. I'm still kind of working on it. So anyways, that's basically the video. Oh man. So anyways, this was actually a pretty good experience. It was I think I like this setup. I really do. I think I want to actually do this more often. Like I said, I'm going to actually do the videos and then show them on here live, so we could kind of do that same thing, interact with each other. And of course, you know, hopefully this will go further and I will develop better habits when it comes to video editing. So like I said, this is my first time, so be gentle. All right. I'm trying. So, and of course, after the stream has completely ended, I will be uploading that video by itself. No commentary, none of the extra stuff. It's already a separate video and ready to rock and roll as soon as the stream is. So that's more for people who either want both live stream and video. And because let's be honest, to be able to grow on YouTube, you gotta be able to make some sort of videos. And I think not really reaction content, but response content. Some of my favorite creators that I've watched over the years. Yeah, I'm going to name drop like a motherfucker here. Hang on. Let me see. Let me pull this up. No, where you going? No, I don't want to go there. Come on, man. Try and pull it up here. I would say probably my most recent stuff that I've, you know, not really like reactions, but you know, they do a lot of the responses, right? So besides, as of most recent, you know, Oh No, It's Alex is probably my most recent person that I've started watching, which that was a interesting how that went down. So because that was basically whenever, you know, I quit watching Reforge, and then I started seeing his shit pop up with Oh No, It's Alex. And then now I'm back in the fucking weeds and I can't get back out. So now that motherfucker got me hooked. All right, so some of the people I like watching is like Logic. He's a good one I really like. Sir Sick is another one. You know, FTFE. I kind of went through a spell of like with flat earthers and shit, and then watching their debates and stuff like that. That I'm sorry, but that shit's pretty good, you know. And you know, the more kind of stuff that I like to listen to, like while I'm at work, and you know, it doesn't always have to be about video games, but it could be all different types of topics. And I really like that kind of format, you know, where I can actually express my opinions on certain things and I don't have to do it on someone else's fucking terms, or I have to play it play the ball only on their side of the court. And it's like, you won't even play ball unless if I'm over there and I have to play by your rules. So, you know what? I want to make my own fucking YouTube channel responding to all of you motherfuckers. And of course, I haven't been banned by any of these channels yet. Just wait. As soon as it gets out. As soon as someone finds it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get banned from a lot of these channels. Now, I want to take a moment because this is, you know, an MBG channel, or not a channel, a video and stream. When it comes to him, I can almost feel like I could probably get along with MBG. You see, I come from a long time PlayStation player. You know, I still have my PS5, right? I still got my PS5. I was just playing it a little bit ago, right? You know, trying to play a little bit of Destiny. And, you know, so, but I just never understood the whole console war thing. You know, people worrying about how many copies this particular box is being sold for. I mean, are the games coming out that are good, that are coming onto my platform? That's kind of all that I really care about. I really don't care about all this other stuff, and I don't think it's needed. I really don't. The only time that I can see that maybe it's needed is if you made a YouTube channel talking about the industry in the business side of things, only because you're invested into that side of the industry, not as a gamer, but as an investor, a shareholder or something like that. Now, I don't know MBG as well. He's kind of new to my attention, so I don't know anything about him from the past, or, you know, what is he said that's a little sketchy or anything like that. But watching it, like, I'll listen to his live streams and it kind of sounds like, you know, I could probably get along with this guy, you know, probably. And I get along with just about anybody, you know, and it takes a lot for me to not get along with somebody. I mean, it takes a lot. And I'd say one of my weaknesses is, you know, giving people chances, and maybe one too many chances, and hoping that you know, because I'd rather be able to find channels that, you know, where we talk about video games. You know, I thought, and to be honest, I thought that's where Reforge was going. I didn't really like his approach to things. I didn't like how he talked to his audience, you know, because I think he's a narcissist. Really has a lot of struggles that he needs to get fixed. But I'm not going to sit here and try to sidearm psychology on somebody through the fucking monitor. I ain't doing that shit. You know, he could try that with his master's degree in counseling, thinking that he's a psychiatrist, which those are two completely different things, Lono. Those are not the same. But anyways, MBG, I think that I could probably get along with him. I don't know, but he did kind of piss me off when he was trying to say some shit, trying to, you know, maybe. And I tried to listen to the whole conversation. I actually that wasn't even through a clip either. So don't try to be sitting here and be like, oh, you only saw it through a clip. It was out of context. No, I was listening live while I was at work on his channel while that conversation was brought up. So, and fortunately, Astro Cyborg just happened to go ahead and get it clipped. Or no, he didn't. I had to go find it. That's right. I had to go find that motherfucker. I had to go clip it myself. So yeah, there's I confess to that one. So, but anyways, I just, this is not me wanting to like really dog on anybody. This is more of, you know, hopefully an opportunity to be able to you know, maybe hopefully see change, you know, with these guys that have these great big platforms, or, you know, that have decent sized platforms. And this is what they resort to. You know, if you got a gaming channel, well, and there's really not a whole lot of news going on with these channels, maybe play some video games. You know, you got a gaming channel that plays video games, but you never play. I mean, I think that would be pretty enjoyable, to be honest. But I mean, what do I know? Jeez. Where are we at? We're coming up close to an hour. Okay. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? You know, I do really want to make these streams a little bit lengthier. So maybe I could do... I really don't want to do like a whole reaction thing, but we're going to put a stop to that because we are done with that video. Let me pull this up. Okay, so this is actually kind of relevant because the clips in that video, it was kind of recent, and this is 10 minutes. Okay. God damn it. That's true. Okay. I'm not complaining. But let's all right. Since this is actually kind of relevant and I want to go ahead and see about this. So let's go ahead and pop this up. Yeah. Okay. Now I do got it kind of set up like this so that it's got a nice background, because I like the background that I put together. So we're going to go ahead and I think I'm gonna go ahead and let it play. I need to turn this on though. Okay, let's see what MBG has to say. So it's MBG versus ponies that criticize PlayStation for putting Helldivers 2 on Xbox. Which, okay, I don't know. Do I really want to? Okay, let's just see what happens. Let's see how far this goes.
Do you really think it's a coincidence that all three players, the three big players in the game outside of Valve, right? Do you think it's a coincidence that they're all doing this shit? And, and Microsoft as well with the $80 games. Do you think it's a coincidence they're all doing this at the same time? Don't you realize that they're all looking at one another being like, you know what? We don't have to listen. We have to appease the radical fan anymore at all. Like, we don't have to do that. We could just do what we need to do for our business and we'll probably be okay. That's literally what all three companies are doing. And that's why what I said about PlayStation, about your only option is to walk away, that's applicable to all three. If you have a problem, criticize, make your videos, make your tweets, but look around and realize that that's what everybody's been doing and it's done jack shit. If you have a problem, you need to hold on to your money and not give it to anybody. You need to stop spending money on video games. That's the only way, man. Like, if you actually really want to not continue to see things going down the path they're going, if you do have a problem with it, that's your only meaningful option, because all other options have been expended. I have seen videos get millions of views of people ripping and tearing into Nintendo for literally it to mean nothing.
I don't know, man. I really don't know. What the fuck, bro? I wasn't there for this one, so okay. It's just, I don't know what about these so boring. I mean, okay.
Nothing. Filled that person's pockets, though. I'll tell you that. That person made quite a bit of money on that video. But in the grand scheme of I'm out here, I'm being the voice of reason, and
Oh yes, yes, the voice of reason. MBG, the voice of reason. Reforge Gaming, voice of reason. The arbiters of truth and logic and honesty. Dun, 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 dun. And you combine them together, you get Captain Planet, right?
we're gonna lead the charge just to see literally nothing happen except that person who said that make money on top of the company making money. Who's the real loser at that point? The real loser is the person that can't wake up and realize that, bro.
So okay, maybe I don't know where this conversation has come from. So I'm trying to deduce what it is that he's complaining about. It sounds like to me he's taking issue that, you know, someone complains about something and then they make money out of it, and he doesn't like that. It was someone not Xbox, because he would be all about it, but Nintendo or PlayStation, you know, they're the ones that are making all the money, and I'm just sitting here with logic and facts, and I'm the arbiter of truth.
You're a little late. The decision's already been made. The wheels are already in motion.
Oh yeah?
You gotta jump. You gotta hop off now.
No, I will
Like, while
not.
you still can.
No, I won't.
That's
All
it.
right. No, I'm staying right here.
That's where we are.
God
I'm
damn
not
it.
saying it won't change. I'm not
Stop interrupting me when I'm speaking. I am not getting off this train. I don't.
saying it can't change, but the people who are not on board are going to be left on an island.
Really?
And I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
No? Too soon? Too late?
Why I said a lot of people are making the decision. A lot of people are making the decision that they want to be retro gamers now. It's not a bad decision. If you really are not on board with where things are.
There's all kinds of gamers, dude. There's retro gamers. There's mobile gamers. There's all kinds of gamers. There's gamers like you that are, well, I can't say you because I don't know if you actually, you know, spend time into video games, but you get people like Reforge, who's a fucking tourist. I guess call him a fucking gamer too. You know, he's just a tourist. He's the fucking product tester. You know, that's all he is. So there's all kinds of gamers.
Are headed, that might be the island you have to stay on, and it might be the best island for you. It's not necessarily that you have to find a new hobby. It just means you gotta embrace retro gaming, man.
Okay, cool. Let me find something else because yawn, boring. Let's see, what else does Astro got for us? Okay, so this is it doesn't even feel like Helldivers 2 is coming to Xbox. Okay, hold on.
I spent the last hour talking about my enjoyment of Death Stranding 2 on my.
What? Give me volume. I need the volume.
Spent the last hour talking about my enjoyment of Death Stranding 2 on my PS5. You know, like, I'm not going to be the person to turn around and be and lie and be like, you know what, I'm not okay with this. Like, dude, I kid you not.
What?
Like,
what?
If it wasn't for other people continuing to talk about it, I honestly, it feels like nothing even happened.
What?
Or was announced. Like it doesn't even feel like Helldivers was announced for Xbox. It was, and
Whoa.
it's happening.
Whoa.
It feels like
Hold up. Wait. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're taking issue with Helldivers going to Xbox, and you're not seeing enough flack for that? What? What? Oh my god. This is the exclusive argument. Okay.
Like nothing actually happened though, which is weird. It's only when people kind of talk about it and, you know,
I've seen nothing.
Like,
What the conversation?
Come now. It's like, okay, well, huh? You know, like I guess it's natural that these conversations will be extended, but you know, people interpret what I'm saying as a defense of Sony. I'm not defending anything, man.
Okay, you're not defending.
I'm just here to tell you that I
But
don't
you
have
don't
a problem
you don't
with this particular thing they're doing.
What's this particular thing that they're doing?
You know?
No.
And
no, I do not know. Why do these guys always talk like I'm supposed to already fucking know? Like what? Tell me, MBG, tell me, please, for the love of fucking God, just tell me. Oh my God.
Tarnished, all I can say is that you've been here for a while. And a lot of you have been here for a while.
Yes. A lot.
I've absolutely criticized Sony.
Yeah.
For many things.
Many things, guys. So much.
When they are being truly destructive to their own brand, I am the first one to come out
first in line,
do a 5-hour stream talking about it.
5 hours, man.
I'm not gonna get defensive because it just doesn't matter.
No.
But what I said remains true. That
yes. Yeah.
When I tell people your only option is,
I'm gonna tell you this right here, right now. This is a lot of the bullshit that I had to cut out. You know, like, what the fuck? A lot of just like sometimes it was a lot of repeating or just there's no point. Like, I don't know. Okay.
Is to walk away. I say that very much self-aware that whatever I am choosing to criticize Sony for, my options are limited. My options are, once the criticism is out there and the stream is finished and the video is wrapped up, my options are, okay, so you can start packing up your stuff to sell it and move to PC.
Why?
Or buy an Xbox Series X or S.
Why?
Or you're going to just continue about your business and keep playing the games that you've been playing and buy upcoming games. And
wait, what? You criticize if you criticize Sony, you gotta pack your shit up and get rid of it and move to what? Oh my God, why?
And that's that. I understand that I represent most people.
What?
And most people
are
not engaged in these conversations to begin with.
Are you kidding me? No, you do not represent most fucking people. No, you fucking don't. You do not represent most fucking people at all. I'm tired of these motherfuckers always thinking that they represent somebody. You only represent yourself. You're not speaking for the majority of anybody. I don't care how many people that come into your comment sections or into your live streams and, you know, oh my God, I had like 50 people in my live stream saying the same thing that I did. So I must be speaking for the majority. Like, no, you don't. You're probably one of the most engaged. And you'd be surprised. Now, granted, there are people that are not. They don't care about this kind of stuff. They just do their own thing. Yes. But you do not speak for the majority of anybody. You only speak for yourself. Now, you may garner enough people that would agree with you, which is great. But I'm so sick and tired of these guys talking about like, oh, I represent people.
They're doing exactly what I just said. Half the people probably aren't.
They don't have
YouTube
YouTube channels
going on most of the time anyway.
They don't have YouTube channels.
I'm just simply saying that.
Oh, now you're gonna simply say now.
PlayStation, I don't think they're at a point where they're willing to make truly dumb decisions. And when I say truly dumb,
what?
I'm talking about like decisions that are going to completely like you are collapsing something almost instantaneously. I'm talking about the type of decisions that nearly end a brand.
Like what?
I think they're beyond that. I don't think they're capable of doing that at this point because they've been around for too long. They've been.
So you think
PlayStation?
Okay,
has been around.
so you think that Sony is too big to fail? I wouldn't bet no money on it. Fuck that shit.
For too long, they have too much experience. They've been through the rope. They've been through the ropes, man. Like they've done their time. So I think what it looks like now is decisions like this, right?
Okay.
Where it's like,
you see, for me, I've been on PlayStation since like the first PlayStation, right? PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, like twice, because I bought the Pro first, and then I had to go to the Slim because my Pro started sounding like a fucking jet engine, right? And then I got the PS5. Okay. The PlayStation platform, like I kind of stick with it because I'm familiar with it. I never really moved over to Xbox. But my biggest flex was like I got a brother that, he was more on Xbox. He's always been more about the Xbox system. And our console warring was just kind of digging on each other. It was just all in fun and good. But I didn't realize it was going to be this extent on the fucking internet. Holy fucking shit. I have found out some bullshit that people have done, right? And my biggest flex was on the PS3. Now people can say that the PS2 was so much better than the PS3, but the PS3 was like I wish I would have moved on to a different platform, like got into PC gaming, because we didn't have to pay to play online. I already paid for the fucking internet, and now I have to pay to play online. And I always thought that was stupid when it was on the Xbox 360 that you had to pay to play online to be able to play with your friends, right? So, and then on the PS4, and I was like, all I know is PlayStation. I've kind of been with PlayStation pretty much ever since middle school. It's kind of when I got my first PlayStation. And now I got my PS5, and the PS5 is it's going to be my last fucking console. Like, for real. I'm not doing this anymore with PlayStation. And my stopping point was the PS5 Pro. The PS5 Pro, and they announced it, and it was $699. $700 fucking dollars. Oh, it's going to be over $700. Don't give me that bullshit that is like, oh, you go to a GameStop and trade your old one in and get a PS5 Pro. That's not a guarantee. That's not ever a guarantee. You could say that, sure. You could say it and it might be true on paper, but when in reality, when you actually have to go out and do it, doesn't mean it's going to happen. Okay, it's not a guarantee thing. But anyways, before I get too far onto a tangent.
Okay, we're going to put Helldivers on Xbox, and I think that is a big decision. Any company can self-destruct. I'm just saying it's like, I'll put it to you this way.
Why is it that we're talking about the Sony self-destructing all because Helldivers 2 is going to Xbox? Like, why is this the conversation? I don't understand it at all. Like, why? Why are we talking about this in this sort of way? In this light that, oh, it's over, or I've seen some clips of people talking about that they're just removing themselves from Sony altogether. And I'm like, okay. I mean, are you trying to oppress somebody or something? I mean, publicly. You're trying to put it out there. I mean, I don't think I feel the need to announce to everybody that I need to go take a shit. But, you know, you got guys out here that think that they need to announce that, you know, to the world, oh, Sony is putting Helldivers on Xbox now, so I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to PC. Fuck Sony. I was like, okay. Now I'm probably sounding like a pony myself, but I'm just saying it's going a little extreme. This is just a little bit over a single game, but and it might, from what I'm saying, it might be more than just Helldivers. It might be more than Helldivers too. You might see some more games. I think what would be really interesting is seeing Xbox or PlayStation sending more than Helldivers 2 after they see how well Helldivers 2 does on the Xbox platform. Now imagine that if Xbox does really, really well and a lot of people, you know, want to buy Helldivers 2, because I've seen a lot of people that were just like, hey Sony, y'all really need to bring this game over. Y'all need to bring this over to the Xbox. You know, I've seen all the fan made videos, which are pretty fucking dope. But and if it does really, really well, you never know. There might be more that go over. And then what? What's the conversation going to be? What are we going to talk about now? Well, I guess we're just going to have to wait and see.
Sony we see today is a Sony that says, we're going to announce Helldivers for Xbox.
Yeah.
A truly crazy Sony that is willing to potentially risk the collapse of their brand that they built up for the past 5 generations is a Sony that comes out and says, today we're announcing Spider-Man 2, The Last of Us Part 1 and 2, and God of War 2018 are releasing on Xbox in the coming months.
Woo! Damn. I think that would be epic. Nah, get rid of, like, exclusives. They're not needed no more. I say do it. That and wait, okay, so you're like, are you trying to say that these people, or, you know, Sony is going to collapse over one game? Or if it's just like a handful of games? I mean, it sounds like a nice little trade-off, you know? Xbox is sending PlayStation games, or Xbox is sending games over to PlayStation, or PlayStation is sending games over to Xbox. Sounds like a hell of a deal right there, you know? Everybody get to play on their preferred platforms. That's what it should be about. And not just like trying to try to force people into I have to buy a PlayStation in order to play this game. That shouldn't be a thing anymore. It should be more, hey, I like PlayStation because of what they provide, the service that they provide me, the console that they put out. You know, they're not trying to jack it up to like over $1,000, you know, or, you know, so the controllers are really nice, whatever the case may be, you know, or the performance seems to be a little bit better on PlayStation. Who knows? But for that specific game, or for that specific platform, it should be done with completely. And then, but I don't know. These guys might lose their shit if God of War goes over to Xbox. Who knows?
You see how different those two things are? They are different. And anybody who tries to tell you otherwise is being disingenuous about it. They are different things. And they represent something very different. One is communicating a message that we made a successful live service game and we don't want it to die.
Okay.
The other conveys that we no longer see
which
value.
I should put out that, yeah, people are getting upset about Helldivers 2 going to Xbox, but it was the PlayStation, or not the PlayStation, it was the PC platform that was keeping the motherfucker alive, right? we're just gonna pretend like that never happened, right? We're just gonna pretend like that's not a thing. You know, these guys are getting all, the Sony ponies are getting all upset because, a specific game that they're not playing is going over to Xbox, because it's not about, video games here. It's a list fucking war. Oh, well, I have these games I don't play. Like, you're not playing them. Like, what the fuck? Okay.
You in these specific properties as a means to sell consoles and create value for our own platform.
Ugh.
Those are two separate things. And right now what you're seeing are people trying to blend them into one singular thing in an attempt to justify their overreactions. I know this because I've been part of it, and I've been around the block, in this case, numerous times. And
wait, I thought you weren't involved as much.
It's just and
they're
you're
two
gonna
separate things.
have the greatest example of this being two separate things is it's why you see people right now. People are seemingly less focused on Helldivers coming to Xbox. The people who are engaged in these conversations, they're seemingly less focused on these.
People are pretty excited about it, though.
Conversation around Helldivers actually coming to Xbox and what that means for the game, what it means for the player base, and they're more focused on what does this mean.
It's a good
What's
thing.
Next?
Yeah.
And that's where the arguments begin, where you have
what? No, that's not. That's no. It's you're concerned. You're concerned about a game like, okay, it's not just Helldivers. What other games are going over to Xbox? Like that's your problem, right? You're not taking it. It's not like you're just like, oh, what else is going to be? If they're going to send Helldivers 2, which has been out for quite some time now, what, a year, and actually did quite well at the very beginning, and I guess is still doing quite well. To be honest, I haven't really played it myself. I can't really speak upon that, but I could tell by these people's reactions that it must be very important to them. Oh my God, you're sending Helldivers 2 over to the Xbox? And a game that I'm not even fucking playing. What the fuck? Only because it's a Sony title. Which I don't know if it's really a Sony title or if that Sony published it. Whatever. Okay.
This is it. This is all you'll get. This shouldn't even exist in the first place. You're lucky that you're even getting this.
Yeah.
And you'll see the opposite of that, which is the whole slate. Right? Just like we saw with Xbox. What you guys said about Xbox, the whole slate. Spider-Man's next, baby.
Yeah.
And God of War. And it's like,
yeah. Tilu 2.
Yeah, you guys
and
are
Tilu
acknowledging
1.
two separate things.
No, they're not.
Let's just focus on what is for now.
Astrobot. A fucking Astrobot going to Xbox. Oh my God, you guys will die. What the fuck, bro? Y'all would lose your fucking shit. Like, no lie.
For now, only because when we dive too deep into the what could be, what's next, people start to get too crazy about it, man. And the conversation, it turns to drivel. It happened with Xbox, by the way.
Like this clip.
It did. When we were talking about Xbox games coming to PlayStation, eventually the conversation turned to drivel, where it's like,
you would know.
This isn't getting anywhere. This isn't going anywhere.
Like this conversation.
Yeah, I think when you look at it from a holistic point of view, or bird's eye view, I think it kind of, I don't think it's necessarily the most shocking thing in the world that Sony decided to put their most their most sex-filled game.
Their sex-filled game. Hell yeah. Coming to you for your adult entertainments.
Known as Helldivers 2, their most successful live service game. I don't think it's shocking that they decided to put that on a console that's known to rally around shooters. I don't know.
Okay. Cool. So there's that. Oh, we got No. We are not dealing with you today. Was that the only MBG? Let me make sure I ain't got none in my be playing Death Stranding 2 instead of streaming for 5 hours. Yeah. No. Y'all you ain't allowed to see that shit. All right, but yeah, this is new. Hell yeah. Sir Bravian. That's my boy right there. All right. Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and no more. Okay. No more MBG. You're done. You are done, sir. Okay. So. All right, we're almost at that point, about an hour and a half, which is actually not too bad. I'm still getting kind of new to this, so bear with me. This is going to take some time for the streams to get a little bit longer, especially when there's more conversation going on in the live chat. So this is still a very new thing. If you're tuning in at this point earlier in the stream, there's a video that, we went through or I went through, and feel free to check that out. The video will be uploaded like right after the stream goes offline, and so that people can watch it as well. And that's going to be kind of my content flow. Make a video. I try to do at least a single video responding to something that I feel the need that I need to respond to. And I will try to do my streams on at least once a week, hopefully on Mondays. Hopefully I could stay on this schedule so the rest of this week, and if I find something that I need to respond, I can make a video and then move on, and then we could do the same thing just over and over again. So the live streams is basically where I could premiere the video, but we can pause and have a conversation, a little back and forth while we watch the videos or the video, and afterwards we could talk more about whatever, and possibly I'll do the same thing. I'll just see what other clips that I've collected or anybody else has collected that I might want to talk to about. Of course, MBG is very upset that Helldivers 2 is going to PlayStation, and Reforge has put out that Xbox is not a threat. Instead of welcoming the people and be like, hey, welcome to Helldivers 2 Xbox, I hope you enjoy your stay, and maybe like put a video together about what they need to know. Yeah, of course those videos are already out there and you already know that, but hey, it should be celebratory. But no. We're going to console war. That's what we're going to do. Okay. So anyways, I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Again, video is going to go up with no commentary, none of the extra bullshit, just straight video right after the stream. So, and I'm going to go ahead and get the hell out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. And until we meet again, gamers, you stay classy.